Stunning developments in South Korea, a vibrant democracy and critical U.S. ally thrown into chaos today after that nation's embattled president Yoon Suk Yeol declared martial law in a late-night address. Cheers erupted in Seoul just over an hour ago after he caved to pressure from within his own party and lifted the martial law decree. Martial law in South Korea means all political activities and protests are immediately outlawed. It also means the banning of, quote, fake news and, quote, manipulating public opinion. In the surprise speech, conservative President Yoon accused the liberal opposition party of trying to, quote, overthrow the free democracy, and he suggested his rivals are aligned with North Korean communists. Right after Yoon's address, crowds swelled outside the parliament in Seoul. Security forces broke windows to enter the parliament as lawmakers rushed to get inside and strike down that decree, one that has not been instituted in 40 years. Now the White House, President Biden, on edge, caught by surprise by what's going on in this key ally. The United States' biggest international military base, with more than 40,000 Americans, is located in South Korea, of course, and that serves as a critical deterrent to the rogue regime of North Korea. Let's go right to CNN's Mike Valerio in Seoul. Mike, now that the order's been lifted, what happens?
Well, we're waiting to hear from President Yoon Suk Yeol, a conservative politician known in South Korea for years, a strong prosecutor who takes a hard line against North Korea. We're waiting to see what he says to the country, Jake, why he took us down this road, and what he can say to justify why he instituted martial law for the first time since 1980. Now, to set the scene, the tableau, we're just a couple of yards away from the National Assembly, the heart of government here in Seoul, where most of this saga went down after the president's announcement. Over my right-hand shoulder, we have a banner that says, "Now impeach Yoon Suk Yeol" in Korean. And then after we zoom in and show you that banner, let's come over to my left, and you can see, well before sunrise, Jake, we still have people, grandmas, kids, students, canceling work, canceling school, staying here in freezing temperatures, not going anywhere until President Yoon steps down. Bringing it back to America, Jake, as you mentioned, crucial for stability here in this country, where we have 28,500 service members. It grows well over that number if you include the military families and civilian personnel at Camp Humphreys, about 60 miles away, a 1-hour drive from North Korea, the United States' biggest military base overseas. This all happened, President Yoon saying that he was trying to fight North Korean and anti-state forces inside South Korea, but be it a grandma or member of the political class or reporters here, when we all watched that speech, we kind of said in a collective moment, Jake, what does he mean? Very few shreds of evidence given to why he declared martial law. It seems as though most of the military presence that lined the street has vanished. When we first got here, there were 2 green Humvees that were parked right in front of the National Assembly building. They've moved out. A whole cadre of police officers have also moved out. So now it's the question, how long is this guy going to stay in office? Will this president be impeached, a key U.S. ally? And where does this key democracy in Asia go from here, Jake?
All right, Mike Valeria in Seoul, South Korea. Thanks so much. The declaration in South Korea came as a complete surprise to much of the world, including the United States. CNN's Arlette Saenz is traveling with President Biden. And Arlette, from the brief statements, it does not sound as though anyone in Biden's orbit knew anything like this would unfold in South Korea today.
No, Jake, this really came as a complete surprise to President Biden and officials across the federal government. A National Security Council spokesperson said that the U.S. did not receive any advance notification of President Yoon's declaration of martial law, and officials across the government spent the days really scrambling, trying to figure out what exactly had happened here. Now, the U.S. government has been in touch with the South Korean government, and a State Department spokesperson this afternoon has said that the U.S. hope was that this would be resolved peacefully. But for President Biden's part, we have heard very little, almost nothing from him relating to this situation. After he delivered a speech at the National Museum of Slavery here in Angola this afternoon, the president briefly answered a reporter's question, saying that he was about to be briefed on the situation. The White House later confirmed that the president was briefed as he took his motorcade from that speech site to his hotel. But beyond that, we have yet to hear from President President Biden. It does come, as Mike was noting, the U.S. considers South Korea to be such a crucial ally. President Biden himself has spent a lot of time fostering that relationship, including directly with President Yoon. So it kind of highlights the tricky situation that the White House has been here throughout the course of the day. But it is a curious decision from the White House to not have President Biden comment in any way, especially when he has staked so much of his presidency on the need to preserve and protect democracy and democratic institutions at home and abroad.
All right, Arlette, thank you so much.